Ever wondered why some sports bettors seem to have a knack for winning while others just can't catch a break? Picture this. Two bettors, same game, same stakes, yet one consistently outperforms the other. The secret? It's not just about luck, it's about strategy. Now imagine a betting strategy that could potentially turn the tables, a method that's been around for centuries, yet is still as intriguing as ever. What if we told you there's a method that could potentially tilt the odds in your favor? Welcome to the world of La Martingale. Originating from 18th century France, La Martingale is a betting strategy that's intrigued gamblers for centuries. This strategy got its start in the world of chance, specifically in the game of coin toss. Picture this, a bustling French tavern filled with the clinking of glasses, the murmur of conversation, and the occasional cheer of a win or groan of a loss. In the midst of this, a new betting system was born, one that promised potential gains to those daring enough to try it out. La Martingale was based on a simple principle. After a loss, double your bet. It relied on the belief that a win was inevitable, that no unlucky streak could last forever. This idea of overcoming probability with persistence quickly caught on and spread across the gambling world. Though it's old, La Martingale has found its way into modern betting, including sports betting. It's proof that sometimes the old ways can still hold their own in a world of complex algorithms and predictive models. So, how does La Martingale work? Let's dive right into the mechanics of it. At its core, La Martingale is a betting strategy that's all about recovery. The principle is quite straightforward. After every loss, you double your bet. Yes, you heard it right. Each time you lose, you double down on your next bet. The purpose? To recover all losses in one fell swoop when a win eventually occurs. Now let's say you place a bet and unfortunately lose. With La Martingale, you don't just shrug it off. Instead, you place a new bet that's twice the size of your initial one. The idea here is that when you finally win, you'll not only recover all your previous losses, but also bag a profit equal to your original stake. For example, imagine you kick things off with a bet of $10 and lose. According to La Martingale, your next bet should be $20. Lose again? Your next stake should be $40. This pattern continues until you finally win. When that win comes, it will cover all your accumulated losses and leave you with a profit equivalent to your initial bet of $10. However, it's essential to remember that this strategy is not a magic bullet. While you're doubling your bets, you're also doubling your risks. Every loss pushes you further into the red, and your next bet becomes increasingly substantial. This strategy demands a hefty bankroll and nerves of steel. It's a high-stakes game where you're always on the edge, waiting for that one win to recover your losses. The appeal of La Martingale lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require complex calculations or deep understanding of the game. All it takes is the resolve to keep doubling your bet after every loss, with the hope that a win is just around the corner. As simple as it sounds, La Martingale is a strategy of high risk and potential high reward. Like any strategy, La Martingale has its advantages and disadvantages. Let's delve into both sides of the coin, shall we? Starting with the positives, La Martingale is attractive for its potential for large wins. The beauty of this system lies in its simplicity. You're essentially doubling your bet after every loss, so when you finally hit a win, it will cover all of your previous losses and even give you a profit equal to your original stake. This makes the strategy easy to follow, even for beginners. No complex calculations or deep understanding of statistics is necessary. Moreover, La Martingale can create an adrenaline rush that few other betting strategies can match. There's something thrilling about the high-stakes, all-or-nothing nature of this strategy. It's like a roller coaster ride. The highs are exhilarating, and the lows make the highs all the more sweet. But remember, every rose has its thorns, and La Martingale does have its share of thorns. The most glaring one being the requirement for a large bankroll. Since you're doubling your bet after each loss, a streak of bad luck could quickly deplete your funds. And this brings us to the next downside, the potential for huge losses. With La Martingale, you're always one loss away from disaster. It's a high-risk strategy that can lead to significant financial loss if not managed properly. Another point to consider is that while La Martingale is simple, it's not always exciting. Since you're essentially betting on the same outcome over and over, it can become monotonous. Furthermore, this strategy assumes that you have an unlimited amount of money and that there are no betting limits. However, in reality, Both of these assumptions are far from true. It's clear that La Martingale is not for the faint-hearted. It requires a sturdy bankroll and a strong nerve. But if you're willing to take the risk, it can be an exciting and potentially profitable way to approach betting. Now let's delve into how La Martingale works in the context of sports betting. In the world of sports betting, La Martingale is a strategic approach that can be both thrilling and perilous. But how exactly does it work? Simply put, the strategy involves doubling your bet after each loss, with the goal of recouping all previous losses and gaining a profit equal to your original stake once you win. Imagine this: you're betting on a football match. Your original stake is $20. If your team loses, you double your next bet to $40. If you lose again, you double your bet once more, this time to $80. This cycle continues until you win. When you finally score that victory, you not only recover all your previous losses, but also gain a profit equal to your original stake of $20. But remember, sports events aren't a game of pure chance like roulette. Numerous variables come into play, such as team performance, player injuries, and even the weather. This means the probability of an outcome is not as straightforward, making La Martingale a bit more complex in the realm of sports betting. One should also consider the specifics of doubling bets in sports events. Unlike casino games where the minimum bet is often quite low, sports betting usually demands a higher minimum stake. This means your betting bankroll can be depleted faster, and you may reach the maximum bet limit sooner than you anticipate. It's crucial to bear in mind, however, that La Martingale is not a foolproof strategy. It's a high-risk, high-reward approach that requires a substantial bankroll and nerves of steel. The strategy assumes that you have an infinite amount of money and that there's no maximum bet limit, which is not the case in reality. As you can see, La Martingale in sports betting is a risky but potentially rewarding strategy. Remember, while the prospect of winning back all losses with a single victory sounds enticing, the stakes are high. So always bet responsibly and know when it's time to walk away. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned about La Martingale. Born in the glamour and grandeur of 18th century France, La Martingale has since become a strategy known worldwide. It's a betting system that's as simple as it is seductive. The idea? Double your bet after each loss, so when you finally win, you'll recover all your losses and make a profit equal to your original stake. But while the mechanics of La Martingale may seem straightforward and enticing, it's crucial to remember the strategy is not without its downsides. The potential for rapid, significant losses is very real, and there's always the chance of hitting the table limit before you manage to recoup your losses. Despite these risks, La Martingale has found a place in the world of sports betting. Punters have adapted this strategy to predict the outcome of sports events, hoping that a series of losses will eventually lead to a big win. The thrill of the chase and the potential for a profitable outcome can make La Martingale an exciting strategy to employ. But let's not forget the most important point. Betting, whether in a casino or on a sports event, should always be done responsibly. It's about entertainment, not a guaranteed way to make money. Remember, La Martingale is an intriguing strategy, but also a risky one. Always bet responsibly. We've taken a journey through the intriguing world of La Martingale. This betting strategy, steeped in history and mathematics, isn't just a game of chance. It's a calculated risk, a dance with the odds. It's about understanding the mechanics, weighing the pros and cons, and applying it to your sports betting strategy with precision and responsibility. La Martingale isn't a magic trick that guarantees a win every time. It's a tool, one of many in the vast arsenal of a seasoned bettor. It's a strategy that demands patience, discipline, and a keen understanding of risk and reward. So before you place your next bet, ask yourself, do I understand the game well enough? Am I ready to play responsibly? Because at the end of the day, the thrill of betting isn't just about the win. It's about the journey, the strategy, the game. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or a novice, understanding La Martingale could change your betting game. Until next time, happy betting.